Hey, this is Richie Kennerly Cichlids, and I like it when a plan comes together. What my plan was to do less maintenance, less work, less time involved, and the things that you don't enjoy most with the hobby. Because I have like 20 aquariums set up. They're full of fish, big bottle loads. So what I wanted to do was to have the best filtration possible, but also have less filter maintenance. I wanted to do less water changes. So over a year or so, through the ideas I've researched over YouTube and Google and just different things. Some things have been around for 30 years and not really talked about. So what I do, I got me a matte filter for my big, huge Frontosa aquarium. It's been working great. I haven't had to change any filters on this, any filter maintenance on this for over a year. And also here recently, in the past 5 months, I've not done a water change on this Frontosa aquarium. That is because of the matte filter and because of an algae scrubber that's a DIY. It's very cheap. You can do it for maybe $15. Now I'll give you a close-up on that here in just a minute. But this video is kind of a recap of the last video I've done, and it was on the same topic. We had some questions from a lot of viewers that said, hey, what is your nitrate level? Which is a very good question. You know, I'm talking about not doing water changes for 5 months. I'm talking about not doing any filter maintenance for a year. You know, let's see the results. So here's the results. I'll get a little closer here for you. Now you can see, let me see if I can get it focused there. You see it's yellow, but it's not exactly as light as the 0 ppms. So there is some nitrates, but it's they're below 5 parts per million. So that's awesome. I mean, as long as there wasn't anything like bacteria in there, that you could be drinking that water and be no problem. I wouldn't drink it, but if I was out in the wild, I'd get me a cup real quick. So what we're looking at here is an excellent way to get your aquarium systems going and having very minimal nitrates, very safe levels. You're not going to have 0 nitrates because you constantly have fish waste in your aquarium. So anything below 20 is great. 20 is really awesome. 40 they can survive at, but to be just doing absolutely stupendous, 20 is the mark you want to look at there. I'm going to show you a little bit close up on some of my fish. This is a Herman. I've recently done some changes in my aquarium, so they're a little bit out of whack. There's a little bit of disruption. A lot of times I'll wait for a video before I record it because of disruption, because the things are stirred up and so forth. But I wanted to show you this today while I have time. I'm going to use a close-up on some of the fish and some of the things that I have going on. Well, this big plan I've got going on, because it's great when a plan comes together, especially if you're on the A team. So let's just look at some of these fish, and let's look at some more things. Alright, we're going to start off with showing you a peacock in this Frontosa aquarium, which I don't necessarily recommend, but there's only one of them, so he doesn't bother any other ones. He has free reign to grow to his full coloration, his full size in this 125-gallon aquarium. Haven't named him. Y'all can come up with a name for him here if you'd like to in this video. He is from the family of icebreaker. He is an icebreaker offspring. He has some traits. He doesn't look completely like icebreaker, but he is looking good. He actually has some of the better markings that I've seen on a peacock around. Now back there you see Herman. He's chilling out back there. The reason he's not out is because I've been doing some things with the aquarium. I've stirred some things up. That's why you're seeing all the front toes over here by the caves and so forth. Because when you change things around in the aquarium, and you know, you're getting close to the aquarium, taking off hoods and moving the lighting, they need a few days, sometimes just a day or a few hours, but sometimes even a few days to adjust to the changes. Here I haven't moved any of the rocks, so probably only going to take a couple hours and they'll be back to normal. Herman's doing great. He's got his cave back there. All the fish in the front toes of the colony is doing really well. You see back here I have the matin filter. Let me zoom back a little bit. The matin filter there, and it's doing the trick of the filtration. Haven't changed the mat. I cleaned it in over a year. Excellent. Everything's been doing great in here. Let me give you a close-up on the algae scrubber. It's very cheap and inexpensive to do, and you may want to do it because I'm showing you the test results. You know, it's less than 5 parts per million in nitrate. No water changes in this aquarium for 5 months. You know, no filter maintenance in over a year. So let me show you the algae scrubber. Now the algae scrubber does take about a month to start going. Let me show you that. The algae scrubber is just basically a spotlight that I have hanging over the side of the aquarium. Use like a $2 LED bulb. Leave it on 24 hours a day. The light doesn't go into the aquarium at night, so they sleep just fine. But the algae grows in within the matin filter and on the glass 24/7, taking out those nitrates. It's very inexpensive to do. There is some light seepage from this way, but you can use it as a night light in any room. It's very little because you have this flat against the glass right here. Basically have this connected up here to the top of the aquarium, just where it's the tension of the power cord. It keeps it steady, and it's flat right here. That's all I have to do for that. If you move this light back, you can see the big algae circle, and there's also algae on the actual mat. That will take care of your nitrates. You can do it smaller scale or bigger scale, you know, regardless of the size of your aquarium. You know, an algae scrubber is something you might want to consider. They use it a lot in saltwater aquariums, so you might want to check it out for a freshwater aquarium. Alright, I just want to take a few moments to talk about some shout outs that I need to do. And these shout outs are not for people who are really much in the hobby, but people I work with. It was a great experience to hear people say, hey, you got a YouTube channel? You know, so do I. You know, what do you got going on? What's your YouTube channel about? And it was just kind of crazy. I mean, I had multiple people that were co-workers that were so excited that I had a YouTube channel, and they're like, you're a YouTuber? And so I really appreciate the support, because they were just like, subscribe, giving me thumbs up, and they were, you know, giving us some interest into the hobby, thinking about their videos and about how they do theirs, and just telling me about mine. And it was just really a great experience. And then every day somebody else is like, hey, do you know that Ricky's got a YouTube channel? So that's been great. I just want to give a huge shout out to TracyTheBomb.com from my workplace. She was the very first person to really get this momentum going at the workplace about the YouTube channel that I have, and it's been a great blessing. But thanks again for watching Ricky Cichlid, and I hope you enjoyed it. So I'm going to give a little special ending to this video. Letting you choose the name for this awesome fish. What do you think about Mr. Freeze? He's from Icebreaker. What about Cool Breeze? What about Ice Baby? He's definitely a cool fish. What about Mr. Popsicle? Brain Freeze. Give me an opinion on some of those names. Tell me which one you like the best. Thanks again for watching.